Alright, we should be live. Just get more content for Seamus is bad at streaming for Ash.
That
was a solid video, by the way.
Yes, thank you, Ash. Appreciate that.
I can't even with that. I'm so glad that all my camera
Oh.
was on there. Nothing's on here because I don't want to see.
Yes.
Even that. Yeah, you bought that, Ash.
Hey,
And-
that whole video was a joy to make.
And we're live! Good evening, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Post-Apocalyptic News Radio, your only source for the latest goings-on in the little corner of the post-apocalyptic wasteland we call home. Today is the 3rd of February, 2021, and we are live for some Dungeons & Dragons. We've done our recap off-stream, which means if you want to know what happened last time, you'll have to pull up last week's episode. Or should I say the episode from 3 weeks ago now? That's entirely my fault. My apologies for that. Let me go ahead and move the graphic out of the way here so that people can see us and not leave that in the way and give Ash more fodder to say Seamus is bad at streaming. And we're live here with Chef as Katood, with Pilot as Bella, with Bean as Nephilia, and with Ash as Alistair. We'll be beginning just outside of the maze of the skeletal Minotaur. Standing before you is an imposing figure clad in articulated plate armor. He's a stranger to each of you except for you, Bella. His back is to you, but he's noticed you and turns around. I think there's a twinge of fear in the back of your mind, Bella, as you know this man and you know these people you're traveling with, and you know full well what he's capable of, and that he would not get along with those whom you have taken into your company. What are you doing?
Bella breathes in deep, stands up tall, marches forward towards him, bows her head low as she can without falling over, stands up fully tall. My lord?
He locks eyes with you. His gaze pierces you. As you were walking over, you could hear a soft chime in your bag. It echoes loudly in your ears, and you're certain that he's caught the attention. And as you rise, my lord, where did you get that bell, girl?
It was found, sir, within one of the labyrinths.
I need a deception check with disadvantage.
But that's not a deception.
Sorry,
I found it.
persuasion.
That's
no, that is a factual statement. Yes, you are not lying. I need a persuasion disadvantage.
I am not. Don't know if I
Yes.
can lie to this man.
Yeah, no, that was my mistake.
Okay. I forget how to use the dice roller on our thing. If somebody could out. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. Exclamation point. R. 1d20.
For those of you who don't know, we've started using a dice rolling bot in the Discord. Link to the Discord in the description. Come hang out with us. The dice rolling bot is just so that all of the rolls are out in the open so we can all see them, and that way we don't have to worry about imperfections in dice.
I have a different bot on my server. That's why I said that. Sorry, Ghost or Pilot.
Oh, you're fine.
If this has the RNG
Okay,
of tabletop sim,
14.
I'm gonna be mad.
Okay, plus you said persuasion, so that's plus 4. So 18.
At disadvantage, mind you.
Oh, at disadvantage. Oh no. Oh no. Please post.
It's gonna be a 2.
Oh. Okay, so 18.
This dice made it.
Please.
You look him dead in the eye. It was found in one of the labyrinths. I assure you of this. He looks at you. Still a thief. I knew you would be. But it's good you happened by. I could use you for once.
What do you require of me, my lord?
This man reaches down and grabs you by the arm and starts pulling you forward. Do you resist?
No.
Come on. You're going to be useful, and I'll consider looking past your crime this time. And he starts pulling you along. The man pays no attention to any other member of the party.
Thank you, my lord.
Has Bella already told us about him?
No.
No, it just happened.
No.
All you can plainly
So-
see is that Bella is quite afraid of this man, and this man cuts an imposing figure, to say the very least.
If I may, Jameson, would you like me... Ooh, I was going to say, if I may, Jameson, would you like me to describe him in detail?
You may.
Okay. The man cuts an imposing figure standing at a large 6-foot frame. An ornate set of plate armor adorns him. It very much is reminiscent of a more elegant, almost. If I were to compare it to anything, it would be a more Eastern style of armor for basically us. But I don't know have anything in this world to compare it to. It's a very unique. It's a very unique piece. And finally, at his on his left hip is a giant blade, taller than himself, curved, and finally, behind, jutting out of the armor that he is wearing are golden locks of hair, and he has these brilliant blue eyes. He has stern, chiseled features, an aggressive face, one that seems war-torn and grizzled from countless battles. There you go.
If you're planning on taking a step, Bella, Ketuda was going to put his hand up and said, "Hold on a minute. Let's see where he's taking her," and just fall behind. What was that? Your mic is off.
Yeah.
Sorry, in front of Neffy.
Yeah, I presume you were about to take a step forward, and then after hearing what he described, Ketu would be like, "Oh hell no!" Put my hand. Let's just see where he's going, and then let's go and follow him. Okay. Ketu's only 4 foot. He sees a sword that's twice as tall as him. No, thank you.
Neffy's gonna look over at Ketuda and say, Bella is clearly in distress. Bella doesn't want to do this.
If Bella didn't like it, she would have run away. You've seen how fast she is. Obviously, we must be in some kind of memory having to deal with her. I feel like if she gets in a spot of bother, then we can help her out. But you heard what he said. He said that he wanted her to be of a use to him. Let's just keep it casual and
He's
follow.
treating her like an object.
I don't think he's treating her in that way. Some kind of like teacher-parent figure going on here.
Neffy will
The more we debate, the more she gets dragged along. I think we should just quietly follow behind. Alistair, what do you think? Give us your thoughts, anime Alistair.
Yes. Very funny. Honestly, I'm not. I don't think Alistair would be 100% sure what action to take because clearly there's an established relationship here. But I think he wouldn't interject, he wouldn't step in. But he is eyeing the situation and eyeing the other two, making sure that making sure everything doesn't go awry.
Something happens, we can step in, but let's just follow them, okay?
Neffy will mumble and just agree. She'll just kind of follow behind, not without saying anything.
Okay. The trio will follow Bella and Lord Saladin, yes?
You have not heard his name yet.
I'm not saying
But
his
yes.
name like in character, I'm just saying what his actual name is.
But yes.
All right. Bella, as you are pulled along, you can hear your newfound friends following behind. You're getting closer to something, and the area starts to look familiar. It isn't long at all before you realize where you are. This is the outskirts of your home, the outskirts of your town. The last time you were here, you were fleeing. This place was taken over by a necromancer. The people turn to throngs of undead. As you get closer, you can hear the moaning of the walking dead. You can hear their howls. They chill you to the core. And as you reach the outskirts of the town, you feel Saladin kind of shove you forward. This town is filled with abominations against our Lord. They must be purged.
My lord, are you sure that we are up to the task of this?
If we're not, you will die.
Understood, my lord.
You can hear the sound of his sword coming from its sheath. You feel a hand against your back shoving you forward.
Bella draws her daggers and begins to walk forwards into the town.
Alistair, Nephelia, Katude, what are you doing?
So, are we close enough that we actually witnessed this encounter, like this interaction?
Yes, I think you are. I don't think you would have been so far back as to lose sight of things.
Would we see like any undead, or would it just be
You, from outside of the town, you cannot see them, but you can hear them.
All right. I'll look over to Katoon and go, now?
Yeah, now.
Look over at Alistair.
Hi.
Yeah.
Neffy is gonna march forward towards Bella.
No, you...
To Bella?
I'm gonna, if Bella has already started to walk away, I'm gonna walk towards Bella to offer assistance. And I'll start walking up and go, Bella, what's going on?
Ketid will follow behind, and he'll keep an eye on the imposing man as you walk by him, in order to get to Bella, and looking behind to make sure Alistair's following too, because man hasn't said anything to us yet.
Anime,
Yeah,
Alistair is
of course.
Naruto running into the town.
Alistair would definitely be following. No. But yes. He's following. But no.
Does the imposing man say anything to us as we pass him?
He does not. He does not even look at you.
Well, that's odd. All right, what does Bella say in response to Ophelia?
You gotta get out of here now. Now. Like, turn around and run. Okay?
We're not gonna leave you behind.
He obviously doesn't care about you. Please. Just, if I have to die, then so be it, but please.
This is an interesting turn of fate. He hasn't made any notice of us yet.
I
I'll
know,
turn
and
around and look over at Saladin. What is he looking at? What is he doing?
With his sword drawn, he's laser focused on the town before him. He is driven by some sort of righteousness, a fire behind his eyes.
He's not even Is he looking past you, Nephilia?
Yes, so I will continue to do the same to him. And I will turn back around and look at Bella and say, "We're not leaving you behind.
if I'm
we
going
can
to...
try and help you out with this town, or you can leave with us."
I honestly don't want you to go in there. It's bad. It's really bad.
Are you worried about what's in the town or about the man?
Both.
Who is that man, by the way?
That is my sensei and my lord. I served under him for a while.
Quite the brute-looking man. Yes. My goodness. Is there anything we should know about him?
He'll kill you without a second thought.
Is there something that triggers
No,
him?
he hasn't.
In all the years that I was with him, it was always his talk of serving the great Lord Bahamut constantly. He always talk of righteousness and the corruption within the churches.
Alright. Religious zealot, I see.
Please just turn back. If anything, I'll be safer with him in the town, and then I can bolt. Just please.
Would Nephi have ever heard of... Wait, did you say Saladin's name?
Yes, I did say Saladin. Saladin's name.
Okay. Would Nephi have ever heard of him?
There is no opportunity you would have ever had in your life to have heard of this gentleman.
Okay. Would I recognize the name Bahamut?
Yes, in fact you would. It's one of the deities that is more widely worshipped.
Maybe we should... What if we just hung out at the edge of the town and waited for Bella to come out? I mean, if Bella gets in trouble, I don't doubt Bella could run to us for help if she needed it. Maybe we should listen to her.
I'm gonna look over at Katood in anger and say, "You're really just gonna send the small child into the town full of undead on her own?"
How do you know it's undead? You don't even know what's in there. This is some kind of memory that... Because you know what undead sounds like. I'll give you that, if that's what the case is. However, this is her memory. If there's something that... I mean, obviously she survived one time. She can probably do it again.
We were all sharing each other's memories before, so why would we leave Bella behind?
Alright. Maybe we could climb on a roof. You want to climb on a roof and watch from above and see if they're okay down there?
Bella's already
No,
pulled
what
away and
else
started
is
moving
Bella-
towards into the town.
I'm gonna continue to argue with Katood and say, "No, I want to assist Bella, and you should too. Bella attempted to aid you and all of us in all of our previous encounters with our own past, so why wouldn't you do the same for her?"
Well, technically
And
speaking,
I'm gonna...
not the encounters, but that's beyond the point. Bella's telling us something. She's warning us, and I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt here and trying to take her warning.
If I may interject for a moment, Bella, as you move further into the town, you can start to hear the faint echoes of a smith's hammer. Alright, go ahead.
Neffy's gonna just kind of like give like just a noise of irritation, just like a ugh, and look over at Katoon and go, "You have to stop being a scared little halfling at some point in your life."
This has nothing to do with how scared I am. This is respecting Bella's memory.
This isn't respect, this is hiding. And I'm gonna turn around and I'm going to start walking towards where I saw Bella heading off towards.
I'm going to start heading towards the sound of that hammering.
Alright. Alistair, what are you doing?
Other than watching the two of them argue over where to go, what to do, the things, if Neffy takes a step forward, Alistair's gonna follow. Because he'd rather go and protect than stay back.
Alright. Bella, as you start to move further into the town and start to hear that smith's hammer, you try to make your way towards it, which I think you can do relatively easily. You know this town, you know where the smith is. On your way, you start to see a number of undead. They're everywhere as you get further into the town.
Do they take any action towards me at all?
A few of them point at you, and a number of them do seem to be walking in your general direction.
They're simply walking. They're not charging at me.
Well,
they're not moving to intercept me.
They are zombies.
That's fair enough. I'm just going to keep walking forwards.
All
But
right.
are they slow zombies?
They aren't charging, so your best guess, maybe. As you ignore the zombies and continue walking forward, you hear a shout from behind you. Girl, you must purge the abominations!
Bella's going to turn on heel. My lord, if we can find the necromancer responsible for this, then we can end this scourge expediently. Without having to fight these abominations. We should save ourselves for the fight ahead.
He charges quickly towards you, comes up and grabs your wrist. As he does so, staring into your eyes, there's a heated fire behind them. You would spare these things along your path? Yes,
I would not.
Yes, do not interrupt me, girl. We must find what has created them, yes, but we can leave none of them alive along the way. We do this in the name of the Lord thy God. He drops your wrist, heads over to the nearest zombie just to his right, and with a single slash of his sword, the zombie is cut in twain.
My lord, I am not saying that we should spare these creatures. I am saying that we should save ourselves for the fight ahead, in which these monsters would be of no use once their master is destroyed.
Persuasion.
Okay, let me go to the... 16 plus 4, so 20.
He scoffs, heads over towards the next zombie, and slices it clean through. Fine. Find their master, dispatch him, and return to me immediately.
Bella bows low, stands again. Yes, my lord. And she begins to turn and run off towards the sound of the hammering.
Would the rest of us hear this?
Absolutely.
All right.
Neffy has hardcore RBF going on right now. And is just continuing to follow behind Bella.
We're in the middle of the city right now, right? There are confirmed undead around us, right?
A small town, but yes.
Okay. Ketty is going to try to not disturb any of the dead, and he's going to follow behind as well.
Alistair is right behind Nephilia, just staying in stride.
All right. And so you continue to follow Bella. The sound of combat behind you is this man, Saladin, cleanly cleaves through these undead with relative ease. Bella, it doesn't take you long at all. You do come up to a small blacksmith. There's a man you recognize working on a piece. It looks like maybe a sword. He's a very large creature, bear-like in appearance, though he stands on two legs and wears armor not dissimilar from a man. I think there's a sense of relief in seeing him.
You see Bella's shoulders just relax back as she kind of, a tear kind of just forms and falls from her eye. Dad?
The man continues hammering away at his piece. He does not look up.
Forge!
His hammer stops, and he looks around. Ah. Little girl, can I be of assistance?
Forge, it's me. It's Bella.
I am very sorry. Have we met before?
Our work within the Crystal Caverns, the Dragoness, the fight against that monster, you know, you taught me, about places.
Oh, you must have me confused for someone else. I've never heard of such places, let alone been. And in my rightful memory, I've never met you.
But we worked together. You taught me everything. You went and became the chieftain again.
No, I don't think I ever did.
Forge, how would I know you without... But...
I'm very sorry, little girl, but I have to attend to my work. If you would like to purchase something, I would be happy to assist you, but...
Sir, I think your work can wait. Forge, the town's infested with the undead.
Kind of pulls back a little bit and does this number. Oh, surely you're mistaken. There haven't been undead here in years.
Sir, there are. Forge. Dad, please.
He sets down his hammer, kind of walks over, gets on his knee to kind of meet your level. He's still a lot taller, but he tries. Oh. Listen, I'm sure you saw something out there, and it must have been terrifying, but there are no undead in this town. If you like, I can make you something to eat, and you can tell me what you saw. And perhaps after we can go in and take care of it together, you and I. How does that sound?
I'm not hungry. Please, just... Can you come with? I don't. Please.
Persuasion.
Okay. $11 plus 4, 15.
He lets out a heavy sigh. Okay. If it'll make you feel a little better, and I suppose I can come and have a look around town with you. Kind of looks back over at his forge. Just give me a moment to put out the fire.
Thank you. Thanks, Ted.
He gets up and heads over, and he's got a large, almost a bath of water, and he's just taking buckets out and dropping it on coals, killing the fire. Alistair, Nephilia, and Katude, what are you doing?
Just watching. Fiddling
While
with
this-
my... Just watching, fiddling with my quarterstaff. Looking at it, wondering what it could do. Listening to them talk.
While he's talking to Bella, Neffy's gonna try to get in. She wants to see if he's lying. She wants to see if he truly believes this information, like the blacksmith, or if he's trying to protect Bella.
Insight.
It's 1d20.
Oops. Sorry, this is my third glass.
Lightweight.
Oh God.
You can do it.
Come on. You've almost got it.
I've got faith in you and your
Hey,
capabilities.
and it's a high roller.
What you got?
With my insight, I get a +4, so that would be 23.
You are a very good judge of character, and you can usually read people quite well. The man before you, while a strange creature you've never seen, does seem genuine, as best as you can tell.
Okay. Alistair, are you gonna do anything?
Alright, every time I turn around that happens.
It's startling.
I'm sorry. I think at this point, Alistair is just gonna look to Neffy and just ask, "What do you think?"
I don't know. The man truly believes that he's never met Bella, but I trust Bella has truly met this man.
At this point, my mother was made out of bugs years. I don't understand what happened with that. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Neffy would like to just get a think about mom trying to offer me my balls.
You can come talk to me.
She would like to kind of get a feel for her surroundings, see if there's anything that stands out that's out of place.
All right. Give me a perception check looking around to see if anything in this town seems off. Thank you. Love you.
Oh my.
Are you okay?
Even with my +4, that's still only an 8.
You look around to see if there's anything at all out of place, if this seems wrong. Surely it must. You know where you are. Well, you don't know where you are, but you know this place as... It's strange. It does things to your memories, to the places you've been, to the places you know. Something has to be off. But to your eye, it seems like a perfectly ordinary small town. It's got some decent buildings, although they're a little on the older side. Looks like they've got perhaps what was once a nice shop just down the road there. There are a significant amount of undead walking around, but you can see, as he's making no secret about it, almost as if a great show to his god, Saladin running around quickly with his sword, slicing through these things with great ease.
I'll look back towards him and him kind of showing off and say, well, I guess we don't have to worry about that. I'll look over at Bella, and as she's waiting for the smith, I'll just say, just remember what's happened to all of our memories. Something's not right, obviously, but just be cautious around him.
Bella kind of just looks down. Kind of a tear, no longer a happy tear, but a very sad tear kind of wells up in her eye. I know. But it's good to see him again.
I'll just kind of, put a hand on her shoulder and say, we're not going to leave you here. I'm not going to leave you here.
Oh. I've met 2 people. I think I have to meet 2 more.
Then let's get to it.
Let's wait for Forge. He's better at this kind of stuff than I am.
Maybe he'll just nod and continue to stand by.
And almost with perfect timing, as you say that, Forge comes up behind you and kind of pats you on the head twice. Okay, everything's taken care of and shouldn't start any fires here in my absence.
So she's going to point out one of the undead. Bella is.
You point to one of the undead. There are plenty, so easy enough to do. And Forge looks. What are you pointing at?
Oh. I'm terribly sorry to disturb you, sir. I guess my head's a little bit fuzzy. I was running around earlier and took a nasty fall.
As you say that, he goes to say something, but is caught off guard. He stops. It's kind of those, oh, it's so... And then he's still looking where you pointed. And he points. You turn and you look, and at the zombie at which you just pointed, you look as it has been cleaved into 4 parts by Saladin.
Shit.
Go, you must head inside. There's been a murder. And Forge quickly turns around and grabs a mighty hammer from a weapons rack.
Oh, no, please.
Guys,
Oh!
this isn't gonna be pretty. I think we should back up. Now.
You see Bella kind of like stop, and then you see her kind of like her lips kind of a ghost of a smile, because she knows what's happening next. And she is silently hoping that the man who tortured her for years is about to get smashed into the ground.
Saladin stands over his latest kill. He's wiping guts off of his blade when you hear from the forge a mighty roar. There's a bare wood from the forest. With his hammer held over his head, he's staring down at Saladin. Saladin, hearing the roar, looks, points his sword forward, as if to challenge the bear. Forge charges forward. What is everybody doing right now?
Backing WTF away. I see a lion and a bear attack each other. He does not want to be in the middle of this.
Neffy is, I assume, looking at Bella's reaction, realizing that you said you're smiling, right?
There's the ghost of a smile. It's like, it's flat-lipped, but she's kind of forcing her face to be flat-lipped because she cannot afford to let Saladin see. But if you look closely, the corners of her mouth are just slightly curled up. She knows what's happening.
Based on the fact that, well, actually no. So the forge. What do I see of the forge? Like, did I get the impression that he's not somebody to be messed with, or does he just appear like some old man?
The man is the man is a literal bear, an anthropomorphized bear, if you would, an Ursa.
It's a freaking druid. Get back! What are you doing? Talking about it?
He's a polar bear, dude. He's a fucking polar bear in armor.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Literally a bear.
I feel like Saladin with them golden locks protruding from his own armor. I feel like we're about to see a lion fight versus a polar bear fight in a minute, and I don't want to be in the middle of any of that.
Yeah, we better all
something akin to that. Anyway.
Neffy will stand back with Bella, but if Bella moves, Neffy's moving.
Alistair? Alright, she doesn't want to move.
Yeah.
Alistair, can we back up, please?
Yeah, Alistair done been moving. He's not good with up close. He's back in the up.
I just want to see this fight, please.
Yeah, Ketud and Alistair. I think we're probably going to like hide, like not hide, but like back up to the wall of the forge itself, right? The building of the forge, so that way we have some good distance between this, this encounter that's about to go down. Yeah.
Does Neffy notice that they're backing up, or is she?
I think so.
Would she notice? Or...
I would be telling you back up.
She's judging him.
Oh, you're judging just me, but not Alistair that's backing up with me.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, yeah, whatever.
All right. As you start to back up, as Forge starts charging forward, there's a light drizzle that starts. And as the bear charges forward with this massive hammer, one swing forward, and it strikes Mr. Saladin on the arm. The arm seems somewhat injured, but he's fine. Saladin, without any trouble at all, treats Mr. Forge in kind. And with one fell move, a sword is run through Mr. Forge's heart, and he lies dead. His white fur stained red, and Saladin wipes the blood away from his sword, just as though it were another kill of another zombie.
Oh, well, that was anticlimactic.
You see Bella just drop to her knees. Drop to her hands. And she kind of just curls into a ball on the ground in anguish.
Neffy's gonna, I guess, try to offer comfort. She'll just kneel down and say, hey, we need to get away from him. We need to make some distance. I know this hurts, but I think we need to leave.
Bella's gonna look up at Neffy, tears in her eyes. She's gonna kind of look back down, look back up, and offer her arms up.
Neffy will pick her up.
And so you do.
I'm gonna start walking back towards Katude and Alistair.
All right. As you turn around, facing back towards the town, and I think Katude, Alistair, you guys were kind of keeping an eye on Saladin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Nevelia, as you turn around, you watch as Saladin, almost as if he were made of dust, blows away. You see the corpses of the zombies. They are not the living dead. They are fresh. They've only just died. They were people. They've been murdered in the streets. And you can hear echoing on the wind, cackling laughter. A laugh that sounds somewhat familiar to you, Bella. You hear a voice on the wind. You're such a helpful girl, Silverbell.
Come on,
Can
man.
Neffy hear this as well?
Yes, all of you can hear this.
Can we tell where it's coming from?
Give me a perception check.
I will assist and kind of flick my ears up and give it advantage on Nephilia.
Yeah. So if Bella is helping Nephilia, you've got advantage.
Alright, and then I have a +4, so 16.
So, did you re-roll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
advantage.
Advantage? Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, good.
So you look around, trying to pick out where the voice is coming from. Surely it must be in town to have seen everything. But it's difficult. It's almost like it's emanating from all around you. However, with your best guess, probably somewhere from just outside of the town towards the east.
Is that the way that we came in, or which direction were we when we came into the town?
So you were actually towards the western side of the town, and you've been actually moving east to get to the forge.
Okay. I'll look back at Katoon or look over at Katoon and Alistair and say, let's go meet the next asshole.
Is there anything we should take from here? Bella, is there possessions here?
Bella is completely incapacitated at the moment. She is hugging Nephilia and is crying.
While Neffy's walking, we'll know I already did check the area.
Yeah.
Can Ketu briefly check the forge?
Yeah, if you would like to check the forge, give me a quick investigation. What are you looking for exactly?
I don't know. Weapons. Weapon.
I gotcha.
It was a 15.
So, looking around the forge, it is a well-stocked forge. This was a gentleman who worked for a living. He's got a few weapons up that are for sale. There's a sword blank on the anvil that he was working. It's still pretty warm, but not so hot you can't handle it. With some amount of skill, you might be able to finish this blank into a blade. A few armor pieces, but they seem to be sized for somebody of a much larger stature.
Any daggers there?
Yes, there are a few daggers.
Okay. Well, I would like to take one, if I may.
All right.
Run up behind Bella in Nephilia's arms and just wait until Bella's done crying before getting the opportunity to give Bella a dagger from Forge.
All right.
I know that Bella lost hers in the cave.
All righty. And, Alistair, what are you doing?
I think this whole time Alistair's just been emotionally kind of latched onto Bella because he knows the pain that she's going through.
All right. The bodies begin to form back together. The skins are turning a pale grey. Except for Forge. Forge's fur begins to turn to a sort of ash. His body turns black as coal and starts to crumble away. There's something gleaming amongst the ashes.
I think at this point in time, Bella would have, stopped crying. She's still crying, but she's finally able to function to a degree. And she would have kind of pulled herself down from Neffy's arms. And she probably would have looked up at the dead bodies that were. They're pulling themselves back together. Are they forming undead?
They seem to be, yes.
Okay.
But they are not formed well enough together. Saladin really did a number on them, so it's taking some time to bring all the pieces.
Okay. Bella's going to kind of sort of wipe her eyes and kind of point them out.
We're going to need to get out of here. Bella, I don't know what your relationship with that man was back there, but I found a dagger that belonged to him. Maybe you can make use of it.
She's going to she's going to take the dagger and kind of feel it out. and she's going to very quickly hug K-Tude and then back off.
That was weird. Okay, but you're welcome.
So Forge's body, is it in front of us still? Did we
Yes.
witness it?
Yeah, it's still right where it was.
I'll point towards the ash and say, Bella, I think your weapon showed up as well.
I was gonna walk over and kind of brush the coal and ash off of it, and pick up the gleaming object.
There, lying amongst the ash, there's a dagger made of silver, whose pommel is that of the head of a bear. And on the blade these words are inscribed: "How many more bodies will you leave behind?" The cries of the living dead start growing louder as the puzzle pieces of their bodies are pulled together, and they rise, this time a serious threat.
I guess it's time to start running. You said the voice came from the east, right?
Yes.
Belle's going to kind of wipe her tears away, completely try to stand back up, and she's going to look at Nephilia. I'm sorry about earlier telling you to go. I could use some help with this.
You got it. No worries
Thanks.
at all.
And she's going to, I guess, start moving east.
All right. Alrighty.
Ketu will
Oh.
look at Alistair as well, and we'll continue walking behind the both of them. Every now and then looking behind them to see the progress of the raised dead animation occurring.
All right. As you look back at the dead that are now put together and moving about, they are moving much more quickly, much more animated than they were previously. Almost as if they weren't truly undead before.
Are they catching up to us at our current running speed?
They are not presently giving chase, although you get the feeling if you'd stayed where you were.
Noted. Well, let's keep going then.
Alistair, I assume you're following?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. As
I saw the hair flick and I was like, that must mean yes.
yeah. As you continue towards the east, just outside of town, you come to the old graveyard. It is a small hill littered with small tombstones, with engravings and languages of all sorts, with religious symbols of all kinds. There's a mausoleum at the top of the hill.
Bella knows where to go. I'm assuming. Is it in the exact same place as her memories?
I think Bella would assume so.
Okay, because this sounds actually pretty accurate to what happened. For me not giving you the information that was probably needed. I'm sorry, Shamison. I didn't talk to you very much about it.
That's all right.
But I assume she knows, like, now that she's at the graveyard, she knows where they are.
All right. And would you like to explain Bella's movements from entering the graveyard?
She is going to walk up the path up to the mausoleum.
All right. You get to the mausoleum. Before you, this stone structure with carvings of skeletons dancing about. Iron doors with depictions of some family's life from the start to its end. Mighty iron doors block your path. Though they are ajar, somebody's opened this recently.
She begins to head into the depths.
Wait, what's in there? Is it some kind of wizard bringing back all the zombies we're dealing with, Bella?
Yeah.
Are they dead or are they still alive?
Everything in there is dead.
Which time? Okay.
Except for the necromancer, but
Oh,
she's no, she says that ominously. Everything in there is dead.
Well, Kedra will continue following behind. I'm presuming Nephilia is also following if she wants to give a quick nod.
Yes.
All right.
It's going straight forward, so.
You enter the mausoleum and start heading down. But inside is different from you remember. It's not the short staircase to the sepulchre that you recall. But you do still know this place. As you enter and begin down the spiral staircase of stone. This place is damp. There's lichen growing on the walls.
Yeah. Give me some undead lichen, heck yeah.
Oh no! Don't do it!
Do it. You continue down the stairs and yes, you do know this place. This is where your journey began. This is that cellar of sorts. With the bodies where you woke up. But the bodies here are very different now. They're not lying down dead now. They are standing, their arms limp at their sides, their heads bowed down. Black long hair obscures any features of their face, and a trap door lies open.
Oh, for fuck's sake. When you say journey's begun, you mean just Bella or all of us?
All of you all woke up here.
This is the stone or the room full of bodies.
Yes.
I don't like
now
it.
they're all standing up with black matted hair in front of their faces, like something out of The Shining right now.
Basically, yes.
I don't like it.
No, Kedja doesn't like it either.
They are
I've
unmoving.
I've never taken a child into a horror campaign.
Kedja'd probably be like, what the hell, but I don't like this at all. This is a nightmare. Ew. Hey, it's where we began. Look at these. They're all standing.
Alistair
Unless
doesn't
he's gonna
like the
look around.
concept of anybody with hair in their face. I apologize for interrupting you.
Neffy is going to take a look around the room, see if she can locate anybody that looks different than the faceless black shadowed corpses.
Give me a perception check.
There's a couple party behind me.
Kedja'd also wants to see if there's any tattoos on the back of any shoulders of any of these. Now, very animate folks that are standing around. Hopefully none of them are like would have like, turned around and looking at a wall or something, so that way you could just like walk up and look at it instead of having to like go around it and get into the midst. If that makes sense.
They're all facing in your general direction, so you would have to
they're-
walk behind them.
Okay, she's not doing that. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I'm
Like at
regret
12.
this.
What did you get, Ophelia?
8 plus 4. So.
Looking around to see if there's anything different. The bodies are standing, and the trap door, which gave you such a fright before, is open. As well, on the walls, you see shadows. They're dancing.
What are they shadows of? Can I tell?
You're looking at them, trying to figure out what exactly they are, and it's difficult to say. It's almost as if they're a hodgepodge of things. Yes, they all stand on 2 legs, but they're smaller than gnomes. They have... There's nothing where their eyes should be. That is to say, there is no shadow there. There's no shadow where their mouths should be either. They have 2 arms and hands, but they've only got a few fingers. Sometimes 3, sometimes 4, never 5.
Would, Nephi doesn't recognize any type of creature that would match that description.
I'm afraid not.
Bella's going to walk forwards. It is going to reach up and part the hair and try to look at the face of one.
You reach up. You move the hair aside. And I think you let out a gasp and shudder as you fall back. For that was the face of Alistair.
Oh, what the hell?
Did they all see it?
I think they would have been watching as you approached, maybe with Bella, no.
Al, you want to explain that to me?
Alistair's going to just blank face, go up to it, and look. And just utter confusion.
That is your face, yes. It's almost as if you're looking in a mirror.
Bella's gonna walk over to the next one over and gonna move their hair aside?
This one is particularly short. It's much easier to reach. And it is the visage of Catude.
And the next one.
The next one is roughly your height, and it is much furrier as you move the hair, and you see your own.
Bella's going to look back at Ophelia and point to the next one and shrug.
Your mic's off.
I keep hitting the button, I'm sorry. She's gonna kind of put her hands up and go, I guess it makes sense. But she's still locked onto the shadows, dancing around on the wall. She's gonna get closer to it. Is there a way for her to get closer to it without getting close to the trapdoor or
To the walls?
bodies? Or
Yeah, you can get close to the wall without any issue.
okay.
It's a 4-wall room, so.
I just didn't know how many
Oh.
undead are we looking at right now?
Who said they were undead?
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
Alistair's gonna
no.
kneel down and go up to him, quote unquote, don't have hand tracking, can't can't do the hand motion. I'm mad about it. And move the hair out of the way and touch it.
You touch it?
He's gonna touch it.
Ophelia, as you get closer to the wall, to get a better look at these shadows, you watch as one jumps from the wall, heads over towards Alistair. Alistair, out of the corner of your eye, you see something dart past you and into the form before you. It looks up and meets your gaze.
Snickerdoodles. I mean,
I'm gonna
Alice-
look over at Alistair. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Alistair's first reaction is to jump up, back up, and kind of first gasp, because I don't think he's been breathing for like a solid minute. And then also just exclaim, "It looked at me."
What'd you do?
I touched it, and it looked at me.
Why did you... Don't touch them then. Is it still looking at you?
Not only that, but it started moving towards you, with some amount of haste, reaching.
oh,
Yeah, no, Alistair's backing away. Nope.
How big is the room?
The room is 20 by 20 foot.
Nice. Alright, and so they're
How
lying on
many-
the wall, so she has probably, or Alistair probably has, like, what, 10 feet of movement? Ketty is going to, frick, I hope that is... Does this work, actually? No.
how many of those
What else is there
creatures?
in the room? There's
12.
There's a trap door, right?
There is a trapdoor.
Is it open? You said it was open, right?
It is in fact open.
Alright. Ketty is going to run to the trapdoor real quick and look down.
You run to the door and look down. There is a ladder heading down into something. You cannot see the bottom.
Bella, do we have to go down here?
I have no clue. This is not part of my memories.
Oh, I think this is the only way we can go. There's no other way to get out, right? It's just the trapdoor and the stairs you walk down, right?
What stairs?
Oh no, I knew it.
All right, we are trapped in here. I'm going to cast Hold Person on the figure approaching Alistair, and then I'm going to usher everyone into the ladder if we can.
All right. You cast Hold Person. And as you do so, you feel the magic leave you. You know you've cast the spell, but nothing appears to happen.
Oh. Okay. There's some kind of spell going on. I can't cast magic.
Neffy's gonna point towards the wall. It's this. It's whatever these are.
We don't have time to fight all these things in here. I don't want to deal with that. We should get out of here before the thing comes and kills Alistair.
Another shadow leaps from the wall.
Alright, Ketty's walking down the ladder.
Is it close enough to me, or is it on the other side of the room?
The shadow?
Yeah.
It was close to you when it leaped from the wall and headed towards another body.
I don't know if I can do this or not. Would Neffy be able to instinctively, like if she sees it come out of the wall, like go to grab it?
Oh no. You can try.
He's smiling. I don't like that he's smiling.
Neffy's gonna try and grab it.
Bad,
Alright.
bad.
Roll me dexterity.
Smiling.
Time
These-
for you to get a black hand too, buddy.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh geez. Yes, I agree, Ruckus. Wait, so that's +5 for saving. Wait, you said saving throw?
Check. Not a saving throw.
Oh, okay. That's an 8.
Oh. You reach out to grab this shadow as it flies by you, but you miss it. And it soars into another body. And you watch as Bella lifts her head, and the black hair falls. It is identical in every way.
I was
Is everybody
going
else already going down the trapdoor?
Just me
Only,
as far
yeah, only
Just
Katoon.
continue. I think Bella is going to draw her daggers and begin to like kind of creep sideways parallel to it.
Yeah, Neffy's gonna be pissed off and is gonna pull out her quarterstaff and say, no more doppelgangers. No, we're not doing this again. And is going to try and basically get in front of fake Bella to challenge him.
There's like 20 bodies in the room, right?
12.
Oh,
I don't know if we can win this fight.
Conjuring, The Shining.
The
House
trap
of-
door
well,
is-
then we can at least leave a mark on this Bella to make sure that we can tell the difference.
That's what I thought I'd do, actually.
That is true.
Save yourself on that.
Unless it ends up hurting me.
Real quick, just so I know, Alistair, you've been keeping your distance, right? Alright.
Did anime Alistair just nod?
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't see that.
What constitutes as a nod?
Do it again.
I laughed for me. It's
Beautiful.
great.
I'm. Let's see. Neffy's gonna try and take a knock at it with her quarterstaff to leave some type of indentation on it, some type of marking.
Bella, what's your AC?
Oh, it's gonna hurt. 13 currently.
Cool. Roll the hit.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh no.
You hit me and you downed me. You're
Hey, guess what?
He was asking to see if you hit the opposite Bella AC.
That was a 7.
Oh no.
You swing your staff to strike this doppelganger, but you're a little perturbed at the moment. You're not exactly at your top game, and you miss your swing.
You managed to hit Bella in the foot, though, or something like that.
Neffy's
Ow. Bella is already creeping towards the trap door and is
No, I
getting to
missed.
slide down that ladder.
Missed.
No, I know Bella's creeping towards the trapdoor and is going to slide down the ladder.
All right.
So I'm going to utilize Am I able to utilize Step of the Wind?
You can
since I
try.
just attempted to attack. Okay. It says I spend 1 key point, and I can disengage as a bonus action. Or was I technically in combat at that point?
Yes and no. We weren't in initiative. Kind of a combat. I will say you can try to use this ability if you would like to attempt to.
Okay. I'm gonna realize that I'm not. I'm clearly not at the top of my game right now, and I will attempt to disengage with that action. And
All right. As you focus your energy, you feel it swirl through you, but you cannot. You can't get it to move the way you need it to. You can't expend the energy in such a way that would allow you to use such an ability.
okay.
Are you guys coming or what?
You hear from below echoing up.
I'll look down and go, oh hell, and just, I guess, make eye contact with Alistair. Is Alistair still standing in place, or have they started moving?
They're being chased by their doppelganger, so I think they've been moving around this entire time.
Yeah, Alistair's moving for that trapdoor as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, this is one thing I have to ask. Can I hold a spell while moving? Is that a
Yes,
thing I can
absolutely
do?
you can.
Okay, then I'm gonna hold Shocking Grasp until something tries to touch me.
All right. So Alistair has begun making his way towards the trapdoor, ever chased by this creature that shares his face. While Nephilia, you do what?
Realizing that it appears that everybody is making a line for the trapdoor, she's gonna I guess head for the door as well.
All right.
Close it.
And Nephilia, as you are the last person at the door slams above you as you enter. The latter seems to be your only way. You try the door and it does not budge. And so our heroes descend into darkness below. Cannot see the bottom. Katude, you've been moving down this ladder the longest, and are the farthest, and yet you are still not there. But with every step, it's getting hotter and hotter. You're sweating before the end of this. And when you do finally reach the bottom, you reach a 10-foot by 10-foot room. The floor is black, as if covered with soot. The walls they seem to be made out of some sort of metal. It's hard to tell what exactly. And in the center of the far wall, opposite the ladder, there is a door. It appears to be made out of some darker wood, perhaps walnut. It looks very nice. There's a brass door handle on the left side of the door, and there is a carving of an eye, almost like a cat's eye, with 2 bat-like wings. It looks not terribly dissimilar from this, if you can see that very well at all.
Gotcha.
Looks like we're about to meet who's responsible for all of this.
So we're all down there now.
It takes quite some time. Katood, you were traveling the longest, and it took you some 7 minutes to get to the bottom. You're followed in short order by Bella, Alistair, and Ophelia, in that order. But you do have some time before the first person arrives, Katood. Is there anything you'd like to do whilst you're alone?
Just how long does a short rest have to be? An hour, right?
1 hour for a short rest.
Okay. Ketu's just gonna instead probably inspect the door but not touch it. See if there's anything special about the eye, particularly if he recognizes the symbol.
I think you do recognize the symbol as the one you've been seeing, and as for anything special about the eye, it doesn't take a roll to see that the eye is moving. The eye is looking around, and it's looking at you.
Ketu will instead inspect his quarterstaff and try to make out what's about it, what is, if there's like anything special about it, if you will. The ebony quarterstaff that he was
Yes.
so happily be given to his vice patron.
All right. I will accept an Arcana check or an investigation check. The choice is yours, but I do ask which you choose to roll.
We're going to do Arcana.
All right.
Yeah, Arcana check and intelligence, yeah.
What you got?
It's 12.
One more time?
It's a 12.
12. Inspecting the staff, there is something about this. You do not know what it is, but there is something here. But I think perhaps the events leading up to now, where you are, the anticipation of what's beyond this point, it's difficult to focus on the task before you, but you do know there is something special about this staff. There has to be. And I think in that moment, that is when Bella reaches the bottom, who is followed not 20 seconds later by Nephilia, by Alistair, who is followed not 10 seconds later by Nephilia.
Well, guys, it seems that we've reached the end of our little escapade here. See that door there? That symbol we've been seeing? There's an eye on it. But this one's moving. It seems that we've finally come to the person who might be responsible for this. Is there anything we need to do or say before we go in?
Nephi wants to inspect the eye.
Taking a look at the eye, it's very easy to see it moving around and looking at you. It's looking at all of you.
No, never mind. She wouldn't recognize that.
If I may, Alistair, what level are you?
Not.
Not high enough.
Honey, I survive on cantrips. Yeah. No, the first thing on Alistair's mind that he's going to sail out is As much as I'd like to go through that door, something tells me this is not the end of the road.
Neffy's gonna want to inspect the door, look for any traps, any mechanisms.
Investigation.
That is... Ouch, that's 10.
It doesn't appear to be trapped in any way.
With no one saying anything, really. The kid is going to walk up to the door and look at Nephalia and start opening the door.
You reach for the brass handle, and it is hot to the touch. It almost burns your hand. As you open the door,
Mm-hmm.
and as the door opens, before you is a sight most peculiar. It is a room with 3 more doors, one opposite you, one to the left, and one to the right, but kind of at an angle, for the room is shaped peculiarly. You have your main wall, the door you're coming out of, which adjoins to 2 adjacent walls, which come to 2 walls at an angle, which is where those 2 doors are, before coming to a final wall, closing off the room. If you need a diagram, I can draw one real quick.
So it looks like a pitchfork
Yes.
almost.
And then it's like
Almost, yes. At the center of the room, there is this glass tube. Inside is a sight most disturbing. It is a mass of flesh, green and peach-colored, oozing some noxious green goo into a basin. It's not dissimilar from the goo, Bella, that you saw in the forest that you knew was dangerous, but could not identify what it was. There are several eyes mixed into this flesh, and several mouths with jagged teeth. They're scanning around the room until it notices the door has opened, at which point they all affix to each of you. Nephalia, you might know what this is. Give me a religion check.
Okay. Are you kidding me? It's only an 8.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Alistair, you might know this one as well. Katude, Bella, I don't think you would.
I might have
No,
actually.
what?
Travels.
Give me a religion check to know whether or not you know what this is. Because of your specific studies, you might.
Gotcha.
I'm going to message you post. Because, again, this is a reused D&D character, and she might have encountered this in her travels.
I got an 18.
An 18. With an 18, you do know what this creature is, although it is not one pilot. No.
Done.
Although it is not one that I think you would have expected to find. You know this creature, having read up on demons of the abyss. This is something called a Sybriex. It is the old demons. These are the ones who know things. These are the ones that more powerful demons will consult when they have plans that they wish to see to fruition. These are the advisors of demons, if you would. Having not entered the room, what is everybody doing? The door's only just been opened.
Alistair's going to step forward, explain, hey, we may not want to piss this off, seeing as, it's a demon, and, I don't think it's just here to play with us. I think there's something deeper going on.
Bella's going to turn to Alistair, raise her eyebrow. Eyebrow, yes, sure. She's going to raise her brow. Okay. What's it gonna do? It's in a glass jar.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, Alistair's going to walk into the room slowly, carefully, guarded. Still has shocking grasp, although he's sure that the demon knows this, and is just going to kind of keep his distance and keep everybody else in the distance as well.
All right. Alistair passes each of you and enters the room. All eyes affixed to you, Alistair.
Bella's gonna enter the room on Alistair's heels, kind of staying behind Alistair.
All right.
Alistair is going to just kind of look over to Bella, look down, whisper, just don't touch me suddenly or else you're liable to be shocked.
Bella's going to, you know that thing when somebody makes a move at you really quickly, but they don't ever touch you. It's just a quick step forward and the raising of a hand. It's just that.
He's just going to shake his head disappointedly and look back towards our good demon friend.
Good demon friend. Yes.
Nephilia?
Gross.
I guess I will I'll follow in with Bella and Alistair.
All right. And good Mr. Katood.
Upon seeing, how big did you say this glass?
The tube is rather large. It extends from the floor to the ceiling. The ceiling is maybe 40 feet up. The room itself, if it were perfectly squared off, would be 90 by 90 feet. It is a particularly large room, you must understand. And the the tube, it's about a 5 foot, what's the word? To the center of the circle. What is the word?
Diameter, radius?
Diameter.
Kejit's gonna look at this in awe and then he's going to very politely try not to look at it. I think Ketu might want to use his halfling ability to hide behind a bigger person than him, and he's going to walk beside Nephilia and try to hide besides her and obscure the vision.
All right.
Yeah, sure, guys.
Yeah, give me stealth.
Oh boy, here we go. What's my modifier for it? It's like +3, right? Let's see, dexterity. Yep. $23. That's a net 20.
All right. You feel as though you're very well hidden behind Nephilia, who is moving hesitantly through this room. So it's very easy to kind of match her steps. The creature begins to speak out as all of you enter the room. The door closes behind you. Alistair, you can understand this language quite well, having studied it yourself. It's speaking out in Abyssal. It doesn't seem to be talking to any of you, however, as it calls out those... Hang on. Those 4 you were looking at. They've finally arrived. And you start to hear footsteps.
Alistair's just going to, like, hold his hands out in front of the group. It's announced our presence.
Ew.
Neffy is gonna look at it and say, "Can you understand us?"
Ugh, can you hurry? They're trying to talk to me. These disgusting creatures. I'll be happy when they're gone.
He called us disgusting creatures and doesn't want us to talk to him.
Hey, you want to talk, ugly?
Don't piss it off, Bella, please, for the love of all.
But he
good
called
in
us
this world.
disgusting.
And it's a demon, and it's far more powerful than you. And please don't, please.
But what if I stab it?
Easily understood. You hear laughter coming from within the tube.
Yeah, Alistair's going to turn towards Bella, hold out his hand. There's going to be little sparks of electricity. He's shut up.
What if I stab it a lot?
What if you electrify?
It's whispered at Alistair now.
Electrifying that tube will do absolutely nothing to what is inside, I promise you. And I'd rather just let it do what it wishes, because I don't think it's the main goal here. I think this is just the messenger.
Wait, shut up. Hold up. Do you hear that? It sounds like someone's walking. That's not us.
It announced our presence.
Someone is coming. Should we wait for it to come to us, or should we go through one of the doors?
I don't think we can leave.
Neffy's gonna look at it and go, "What is your purpose?"
It does not reply. I will say that you can hear footsteps getting louder. I want you to imagine very nice dress shoes. They've been polished, shining, reflective black on a sort of tile floor. That's the sound you hear walking towards you.
Oh, hell no. I was about to ask about to burst through the door. Let's get the heck out of here, guys.
Is it just one set of footsteps?
Just one.
Alistair's just gonna look at K2. No. I want to see where this is going.
Well, let's leave the very charming demon here, and let's go to the end of the wall over there, so that way we can give the demon its space it deserves. How about that? All right.
Neffy's gonna continue looking into the glass and say, "This must be a pretty dull life for you, having to live trapped in this."
Nephilia, you hear. Alistair, you hear. If you don't hurry up, I'm going to eat them.
He said he's going to eat us if whoever's coming doesn't hurry up.
Okay, I don't want
Is
to
it
eat dinner. Can we just?
It's in a glass jar. How would it eat us?
Ketu's not.
You don't
coming
wanna
out
know.
from being hiding, and he's gonna walk to the end of the room so he can wait for this person. He's not gonna be anywhere near this thing anymore.
You go where you like. Alistair's going to stay planted where he is.
All right.
He's gonna ask one more question or say one more thing. She's gonna look at it and say, "So who's in charge here? The person coming or you?"
With perfect timing, as you ask that question, from the door on the left, the door swings open. If you take a look in that direction, you see inside of the door, it's perfectly black. On either side of the door, flames are licking out. And you see a rather well-dressed gentleman walk forward. His skin is a light red color. His eyes are solid black. His hair is equally as dark and slicked back and shines. 2 horns come up, and he's got a fine silk top hat with a red ribbon. He wears a nice suit, a swallowtail, with golden buttons. His pants are perfectly pleated, and his shoes shined. He has a cane in his hand. It is silver-tipped, with a red ruby at the top. The door closes behind him. Oh, finally! I was going to kill this one. None of you speak Infernal, do you?
No, I can read it.
I thought that was my other language, but I don't remember.
Check your languages.
What does it
Yeah,
look like?
I got 2 bonus languages, so yeah.
You do speak Infernal?
Yes.
Cool. In that case, I'm quite certain you could have waited a little longer. I appreciate you not eating them, but I will remind you, these ones were your suggestion. Are you still quite certain that they'll do? Oh, yes, I'm still very sure of their capabilities. Yes, these are the ones you're going to want. Excellent. What do they know? Oh, they haven't figured anything out yet. Interesting. The gentleman who came from the door begins looking you all over. He's not talking at you, he's examining you.
If he's not saying anything, Alistair's just going to bow to him. He's not going to do it in a, subservient way. Just quick bow and nod of the head, just acknowledging.
Bella has taken cover behind Alistair.
Neffy's gonna look at him and go, point to the giant glob of flesh and go, "Are you this thing's daddy?"
Can I please kill this one? You were the one who said we needed her. Are you still certain we do? Yes. Then we need her. And I think it's at that point it comes over and starts eyeing you up and down. Almost as if he were examining a product before purchase.
Neffy's gonna be offended by this and start examining him back.
Alright, give me a religion check.
Ketchuk, by the way, started walking away. He's like, nice roll. He's like in the middle of the floor right now. I don't know if that like changes his stance, or because he's kind of standing apart from everyone else. I don't know if that is anything.
I gotcha. What'd you get?
3.
Alright. You have no idea what this guy is.
But for growing up in a church.
He looks spiffy.
To be fair, she was doing it in kind of like a passive-aggressive way. Since he came over to inspect her like a product, she was like, who do you think you are?
Alistair got a 19 on this check.
Alistair, you know that you don't know what kind it is, but it is an incredibly powerful devil. After looking each of you over, including you, Katood, even though you are away from the group, he does come over and check you out.
Neffy's gonna continue to, she's gonna look over and go, that one's mine. That one is mine. No.
This before heading over towards Bella.
Bella
Why
makes
does
sure that Mr. is in between them at all times.
As you circle Alistair, do you let Bella play circles with you?
Alistair's just going to watch as she's making circles, trying to stay away from Devil. But he is going to whisper to her, you know, he's just looking at you. It's fine. Just stand next to me.
He's red, he's weird, and he's got horns.
Yeah, and you're a cat. To him, you are equally as weird.
Well, you have weird shadows.
I need a dexterity saving throw, Bella.
Sure thing. I will not be looked at like a product. Wait, but dexterity +3, so 11. Nah, I don't think that passes anyways. It's an 11.
Your limbs lock up, and it's very difficult to move.
Oh no.
And you raise from the floor about 3 feet. You watch as this man's hands are kind of moving as if to manipulate where you are like a puppet. And now, without moving around you, he's just kind of moving his fingers and spinning you around to get a good look at you. Why does this one not have any of its things? They didn't find them, I'm afraid. That's fine. You still sure? Yes, I'm quite sure these ones will do just fine. That is to say, they're the best ones we have at the moment. Alright. Then we'll use them. And Bella, you are dropped. Quite unceremoniously.
I land on my feet.
As a cat, you do so easily.
Hey.
in the common tongue. Each of you would come here. I will have a word with you before sending you on your way.
Alistair's going to respond in Infernal, in his tongue. Whatever you say.
Neffy's gonna look over at Alistair, kind of confused, wondering why he would go back to the devil's tongue. He's gonna look back over at the devil and say, well, how about you answer some of our questions first?
I have no time to do so. You'll come over here, I will tell you what I need to tell you, and you'll be on your way.
On our way to what?
You're trying my patience.
I've been told that I'm good at that.
Bella, Katude, I assume you guys kind of come over?
No, I'm standing flat-footed. Ketude's dealt with Zario enough times in his life. He's just watching this go down.
Cool.
Bella has crept over behind Alistair's legs again. It's very wary of the creature that literally used the force on her.
Alistair's going to very plainly just say to the other three, guys, you don't have a choice here. Just come on.
I get the impression that we haven't had a choice the entire time. We've been toyed with.
Yeah.
And I'm quite done with it.
A smile comes across his face. Oh, you'll never be done with it, girl. You don't know where you are, do you?
No, I don't. Why don't you care to enlighten me?
Why don't you open that door? He points towards the far door, the middle door of the three.
Why don't you open it for me?
You're not in a position to make demands, although you don't know that, do you?
Clearly. You seem to be closer to the doors. Why don't you open it? I'm gonna hang out with your flush bag over here.
Dexterity
Oh my
saving
God.
throw.
Oh, please.
Get a 1, please.
This whole time, Alistair's just rolling his eyes. Just
It's
Please stop.
19, 20, 21.
You are one shy. You feel your muscles lock up and come together. Your body is not your own right now, and you lift off the ground 3 feet, and you watch as his fingers manipulate you like a puppet, not dissimilar from how he did Bella a moment ago. Fine, I'll open the door for you. Maybe I'll throw you through. And he walks over towards the door, opens it up, and beyond you can see a frozen wasteland. There are these creatures roaming around. You can hear screams in the distance. Do you know where this is?
Does Neffy know where this is?
Religion.
Oh, I was gonna say, I want Ketude wanted the answer. Damn it.
Katude, if you want to answer, go ahead and give me a religion as well.
That's gonna be 18.
What the heck? Why did you get 2 of those? Stinker. You should know this crap. He reads this stuff. I just did not know this.
What you got, Katude?
I got an 11.
Okay, so looking out, a realization comes across you. That wasteland, there are a lot of places it could be, but with those creatures there, with this thing with you, with that creature in the tube, this has to be a very specific place, which you've read about, not extensively, but enough to know. You are in a plane of existence. It is called the Nine Hells. Before you is the seventh lair, a frozen wasteland. Would you like to be cast out there, girl?
I thought you needed me.
He thinks I need you. I'm still unsure.
Well, thank you for opening the door for me.
Next time I'll leave you out there. Perhaps a couple centuries amongst the snow devils. He flings you across the room and the door slams. You are freed from his grasp. Now, if it was unclear to any of you, you've all been dead for quite some time. Your souls are bound to me. This one thinks I need you.
Bella looks over at Alistair. I told you.
Now, I have certain tasks I need done. I cannot easily travel to the living world, but you can. So you will be my emissaries of sorts. You will do what I will have you do, or it is to Avernus with you, for untold centuries of torture.
It sounds like a deal that I had to make before. That man that you summoned.
Yes, you're talking about Saladin. I'm keenly aware of your pact with him. I'm keenly aware of all of your lives. I had to have fun with your memories. It is part of the job description, if you would. Eternal torment. No one does it better than your own memories, even if they're just a little altered.
How long till I work off my debt, as it were?
He laughs. You will never be free of me.
And if I don't agree?
He opens the door again, and you see it's a wasteland, not dissimilar from a desert. There's fire pits and lava pools running freely. You see small packs of devils running around. There are dragons flying in the distance. You can hear the roars of terrible creatures and denizens. Then that is your fate.
I thought you said we were deceased. How do you plan to bring us back to the land of the living?
I thought you studied at a temple. Perhaps you weren't a very good student.
I actually really wasn't. I played hooky a lot.
Clearly.
Can't confirm.
You don't worry your pretty little head about any of the details. I'll handle those without any issue.
Well, then can we at least have the honor of knowing our new boss's name and title?
You will know no information about me, save for that you're bound to me. I'm not your employer, I'm not your boss, I'm your owner. You are my property, each of you.
So what do we call you?
You won't call me anything. I'll call you. The third door to his right opens. Each of you will pass through this door. There are things that I'll need you to do. You'll know them when you see them.
If I may ask, you said we were dead a while ago?
You're trying my patience, girl.
I'm I'm very willing to work for you, sir. I'm very willing to do your bidding. I just need to know what I'm working with.
Bella, that was always a strong suit of yours. To be so accommodating. Just to wiggle out of a situation. There is no wiggling out of this one, Silverbell.
Oh, no, I know. I just need to know what I'm working with.
You're working with those three. Now, be on your way. And he starts walking towards the door he came through.
Kitchen's gonna say, wait. You said you wanted to talk to each of us individually. Is there anything you wanted to say to me particularly, or no?
Individually? You must be hard of hearing. I said I would speak to you, each of you, not one-on-one. Do I look like I have time for that? Now go. I certainly have work to do. And so do you. He reaches the door and opens it.
Alistair is going to watch as he reaches the door. He's going to call to him in Infernal. I'll do as you wish. Just wish my father a good day.
Ah, he's not here yet. And the door closes behind him.
Interesting. Alright, with that revelation in mind, Ketune has no idea how he died, but he's gonna walk through the door.
I'm gonna look down at the fleshy thing again and go, you want to come with us, Big Nasty? Or you want to stay with this big meanie here?
It's in a 40-foot glass jar.
It's in a giant tube.
You look down on it.
It's in a 5x5 tube.
This is not little, like, mason jars.
It's 1,500 pounds.
The creature alone is 1,500 pounds, much less the, like, foot of glass and the amount of just gel it's suspended in. Let's not. Let's just go.
Alright, so she won't look down on it.
Do you want to come with us? No.
But she still did ask him if he wanted to come with us.
Hang on, I need to check something real quick.
Oh, no.
As you stand there, taunting this creature, it presses up against the glass in your direction. A tentacle sprouts from its flesh and slides through the glass with ease. It wipes against your arm. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. Alright, as soon as Bella sees this, she's out the door. She is out the door.
You're about to be charmed.
That's
Alistair's been making his way towards the door since she said a word.
That was what?
That's an 8.
You feel sick to your stomach as this tentacle slides against your arm. It is moist and slimy. It slides off of you and leaves a sort of trail of ooze. You don't feel right. Something's terribly, terribly wrong. You are suffering the effects of a curse. While you are cursed, any and all ability checks and saving throws made with dexterity are at disadvantage.
Kind of like stumble around and go, man, this is worse than Alistair's mom's jambalaya.
You head out the door, dare I ask?
I assume she's gonna stumble towards y'all, yeah.
All right. Alistair, you already went through the door, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh my god.
And so, as everybody makes their way towards the door, inside is a white light. It is brilliant and blinding. You walk through, kind of shielding your eyes as best as you can. And once each of you are in, the door closes behind you. And in an instant, you find yourselves somewhere very different. You can hear birds in the distance. You can hear the sounds of the sea not far away. You can hear people. It takes your eyes a moment to adjust, but you can see the blue sky above you. It's partly cloudy today, but the sun is out. You look down. You're standing on a magic circle, a sort of teleportation circle that magic users can use to get around the world. You're free of where you were, to the best of your knowledge. And this is where we will end today's session, and continue again next Wednesday. Thank you all so much for tuning in for today's installment of Dungeons & Dragons, The Forsaken Souls Adventure. If you enjoyed, please make sure to tune in to find out how our heroes will deal with this revelation. Until then, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I wish you all the very best. And if you're truly out there, good luck. Say goodnight, everybody.